Everybody, it's me, Mato the Gamer, and welcome to No WICSO, Mato's What If Civilization Started Over. I'm really sorry. I'm terribly sorry for the last WICSO episode not having any sound. I feel terrible. Absolutely terrible. Which is why I'm gonna make this video peak. It's gonna be peak. Trust me. And it's going to be peak because we're going to begin with something peak, which is going to be the Roman invasion or attack on Portugal, which has been it's been like this. They have hated each other ever since the fall of Spain. So it's going to be really fun seeing how it goes for Rome versus Portugal. And the first thing that's going to happen is Rome invading and taking the once capital of Spain, which is about here. They keep invading and invade all over here. Before these guys, or the Portugal, actually invade into them. Oh, no. Invade into them, cutting them off, and then torturing the guys they find till they only have this part left, which they then push back. And the thing is, Portugal is not that strong. They wouldn't be able to win against Rome. So somebody is aiding these guys. And you wanna know who it is? Well, you won't. You'll have to guess. But it's someone Rome doesn't really like. Or, yeah, kind of. And Rome is like, how are these guys doing this? Like, how? But they still push them back to this river. And even a little bit further, taking the city again. But they can't get these islands for some reason. You wanna know why? Because Carthage over here is also invading them now. These guys were not the ones to aid them, but still, this is not good for them. Hello, Ruby. How are you doing? Hello. Hello, girl. I love you. Well, hey, you can't take my... Okay. Let's keep on going with this war. Carthage is actually going to land on Sardinia over here and take almost half of it before a very good Roman fighter and general named Malenius, Maleneus, Malenius, is going to go down here to the boot of Sicily, into the boot of Rome, and into Sicily, and they're going to beat the Gosh, I can't speak! The Carthaginians back, and he's actually going to take Carthage, which is going to be the blow which Carthage says, fine, we give up. Which Portugal is like, wow, really? In the meanwhile, while this happened, we have Portugal over here actually pushing back, trying to do the same thing they did before, but it doesn't really work. So they go up here to, France. And France is like, yeah, we joined this war. Which is now kind of turned into a trying to jump Rome, but not really succeeding. But for some reason, France is cooking right now. Let them cook. And they're actually going to meet up with Portugal over here. Until they don't. Until this guy gets back. And it's not very fun. Because now the Romans, they are on fire and they are not happy about this. They're going to invade France, and France gives up now. And then they're going to go into here, take these islands back finally, and they're going to blitzkrieg right into here, into the heart of Portugal. And they're actually going to take the capital of Portugal, which is right over here. Which is when Portugal is like, okay, we give up. We really do give up. We're really sorry. Sorry. Let's go through the peace treaty of the Roman and Portugal War, which is just going to be Rome takes a little bit of land over here, and they also annex the land over here. And then if we look over here, they take a little bit from Carthage, which is actually right before there's capital city, which is there. So yeah, that's not very nice. And then we have, somehow France didn't lose more than the Romans occupied, which makes this border very disgusting, but let's move away from that and let's move up to Sweden. Let's move up to Sweden, I said, which is going to take Gotland over here and actually going to jump and take all of Denmark, which Danish, I must say, you're not very happy right now, are you? But I am, because I am Swedish. But I'm not gonna give them plot armor. You don't have to be scared of that. Like, they're not gonna get plot armor or anything. No. Exactly not like Aedis Pro liking the color red and making like that. No. It's not gonna be like that. And we're actually going to jump into something that's also like pretty important. We have Maximus over here expanding Turkey, or yeah, it's called Turkey, but it isn't really in Turkey, but you understand. They're actually going to expand Turkey over here because Maximus, as you know, was once a slave and now is a king. Which is really nice for him, you know. He is the king and he beat the dictator, well, not the dictator, but a king of Mesopotamia, which is really good for him. You know, feels nice about his new empire that he created, not himself, with the help of other slaves, but still. And it's actually kind of big right now. And they're gonna go to Mesopotamia, which has a new leader, which is not Semto anymore. It's Semto's Shal, which is Semto II. And they're gonna buy a little bit of land from Semto II and Mesopotamia. So they're actually going to have coastline over here into the Caspian Sea, right? Yes, this is the Caspian Sea. We're gonna have another small war happening in India. Because we know a lot happens in India. But we're actually going to have the gangbang on this little green country. Which I don't know if that's a good word to say, but hey, I said it. Which is going to be first these purple country, or no, it's not Alaska, it's Sri Lanka getting this. And then the orange team over here, which is definitely the second strongest power in India. No, third strongest power in India, except for the Omanis, which, yeah, this is going to be the peace treaty, nothing more, nothing less. And we're actually going to see Oman expanding a little bit, which Oman, it isn't smart expanding too much, and you're expanding too much, I would say. But hey, I can't tell you because I'm not in this world. If I was in this world, I would have told you you're doomed, because you kind of are. But hey, this is good land. This is fairly good land, and they want it. They really do want it, because the Omanese Empire is giant, exactly like the German Empire is giant. And I know these guys haven't gotten a lot of attention, but they are going to have a little bit of attention now. And you know, it feels like this has been a little bit of a theme lately in this episode. They're going to expand. No, they're not going to expand. They are going to get in a rebellion. That's what it is, a split. And you might ask, why are they having a split? Well, it's because Horn of Africa has done nothing in the few, 100 years, 200 years. And people are tired of them doing nothing. So down here, and over here, and over here, rebellions are gonna start. And they are going to take over all of this area. And they're actually going to keep on expanding until Horn of Africa is like, we don't have the things to do this war. You're fine. Go. You are free. We're gonna let you be free. Just let us be. And these guys are gonna be Heck yeah! Why not doing what? Heck yeah! We're actually going to go over here to China, which, if you didn't watch the last episode, which like, I understand if you didn't, this is a new area. They don't know about these guys, and these guys don't know about these guys, but we have some people from all of these areas actually migrating up over here, creating this South Korean country, which is not too big yet, but some people don't like it here, so they're going to go over the sea, because these guys are actually very good technologically advanced. Like, they have boats which can go from here to here. You can see, like, that's pretty good. And we're going to have people go from here to here, from there to there, to here, which is where they're going to make their new kind of country, which is going to be this golden Japanese country, which is only going to stay on this island so far. They know about, like, this, but this is a very mountainous island, and this is too far away from them. Like, you know, it doesn't really make sense, but hey, that's just how it is over here. They don't really do make sense. Like, that's the thing. And yeah, that is just the thing. And because I love my Chinese, South Koreans, and Japanese, and Taiwanese, which are, if you want to say Chinese, I'm gonna say Taiwanese because I don't want to get into that drama. I love these guys, but I also do love something else, and that is war. And we saw a war in the last episode, but, like, look at these guys. First of all, you're cooked. Sihna, or however you spell the name, or yeah, they're not very strong. And Citalis over here, which is a really strong war leader, is actually going to invade these guys. See, it's not that big of a war until these guys somehow move over here and attack Taiwan, which Taiwan is probably the second strongest country in the whole area, except for these blue guys over here. So you guys, yes, you are the first strongest, but you are a little bit cooked, I must say. So these are going to invade, actually, like, splitting off these guys, so these guys are actually going to rebel away, which is like, you did that war for nothing, but okay. And now you're getting demolished by Taiwan. You guys thought this was going to be a small war. Oh, and now they've stepped into these guys, which are going to invade these guys because they don't know limits, which is going to make these guys angry because that's actually their land, not the Taiwanese land, which is going to make these guys invade these guys, a lot of these guys right now, which is going to get these guys invading these guys. And in the end, it's just chaos. Until these guys, the olive green country, is only over here. And, like, what do? Well, you expand, of course. And now these guys are over here. And Taiwan are done with the war. And these guys are done with the war. And everybody's done with the war. And these guys, they're big now and strong. This is what China's gonna look like now. Interesting. It doesn't look like it did in the beginning of the episode. It looks good. But there's empire, or not empire, but a country who wants to become stronger, and they're actually going to expand. And they're going to expand up here. And they're going to see this river, and they're going to be like, we want it, but we don't have it, so we can't really get that. Then they're going to expand up over here, and they're going to see this river, and they're going to be like, yes, give me that. And then they're going to realize that this river is really unstable, and they don't want it anymore. But they still have it, because, like, still have it. Now let's go to something I don't really feel like we go a lot about. It's this alliance, the Blue Alliance, which is a beautiful alliance. Looking like this. It's Cyprus, and it's Turkey, and it's these guys over here. We're actually going to have some people, or a country join this, and it's going to be these guys. The pink Caspian country is going to join the Blue Alliance, which makes this alliance look but yeah. And for the last thing for this episode, which hopefully is not that short, I'm not really sure, but hey, we're going to have power rankings, which is going to look like something like this. 1, Oman. 2, Yemen. 3, Cyprus. Wow, nice for you, Cyprus. 4, Rome. Actually, 5, Persia. 6, Mesopotamia. 7, Turkey. 8, we're going to have as Libya, which has grown in power a lot. 9, we're going to have the MEU. Number 10, it's actually going to be a country over here, which is going to be Sri Lanka. Number 11 is going to be this purple Indian country. Number 12 is going to be Saudi Arabia, which has fell off. It's fallen off by a lot. Number 13 is Portugal, which, gosh dang, you fell off. You're weaker than these two guys. Like, what are you doing? You lost the war, but still. Number 14 is actually South Sudan. And number 15 is Sweden. And those are the power rankings for this episode. I hope you have a good night and a good weekend, because this is filmed on Friday, like the last episode on my YouTube channel. So bye bye guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.